Okay, so welcome back to another backtesting video. Now, obviously last time was not a great month, so hopefully we're going to have a better month this month. Today is May, so that is the month we're going to test. And yeah, let's get into it. So we've got a trade here off the rip, and we're just going to start trading it and see how it goes. And hopefully we can have a better month than last time, because yeah, last month was not too good. If any of you have watched that video, let me know what you think. But obviously we're just going to be trading the plan, seeing what happens and going from there. And we're not going to have a trade today, next session. And that's kind of what the plan is, because ultimately I just want the data to kind of compare to the previous year, and then go from there. I think it's pointless, you know, doing all this and like taking a loss, for example, and be like, oh, that isn't good or whatever. But it's like, it's just trade the plan. You just want to trade the plan. So we're in this trade, by the way. We did get tagged in, and it does go to TP. So let's see, was this one valid? Yes, this was valid for May. So that's 3% there. And we go to the next session. And that's all we're doing, is we're just going to trade the plan. As you see, we've already halved our drawdown, which is good. Don't quite like being in drawdown, funnily enough. So yeah, this is same thing as before, waiting for price to break above a higher low. That's essentially what we're testing, for those who are new here maybe and don't know. But even if it doesn't and the setup would technically be invalid, we're still taking it just so that we have it as kind of a data point to compare to, right? That's ultimately the goal here. So let's see, and there is no trade that day. Go to the next session, and we do have a trade here. And this is all we're doing. This is literally all we're doing, is month by month, year by year, is we're going through, we're testing, we're collecting data on the strategy to see what everything looks like. And then if there's like a noticeable difference, or something that wouldn't be valid, we can then compare it and essentially see if it's worth doing another year. So for example, last year when we tested 2025, there was a noticeable difference, and so we did decide to test 2024. And with 2024, if there isn't some sort of noticeable difference, then we won't test it. That's basically as simple as that, how we're doing it. So we've been tagged in there, and this will lose. Yeah, because obviously when we fail to break lows, chances are that trade will lose. But as I said, not so worried about that side of this this backtesting. That's something we can add in down the line. At the moment, I'm more focused on what price wants to do, as opposed to sort of how to manage the position. Okay, so let's keep going there. Thing was bugging out a little bit, but I think it's back now. So yeah, as I said, we're not so much looking at how to manage the positions here. We're purely just trading what we see and looking at one thing. And then obviously in terms of trade management, that's something we can add into the strategy down the line. So we've been tagged in over here. Let's see, and that's a nasty loss there. Not much we can do about that one. Pretty brutal one there. We had some brutal ones last video. If you haven't checked out that video, definitely go and watch it. It was a very tricky month to trade, but definitely worth a watch, because you can see that not every month is going to be profit, not every month is going to be wins. That's just unfortunately how trading goes. But ultimately, if you can make money over a year, that's all that matters really. So that's all we care about. Is that one? Yeah, that's fine. Just want to make sure I don't accidentally note down something I shouldn't do. And let's keep going. I don't think we'll have a trade. Nope. Next session. So right now we're break even on the video. We have won 1 and lost 3. But that's fine. No trade. Next session. And that is going to be a trade. However, it is not a valid one in the sense that the new thing we're testing, we wouldn't actually be entering this. So this is one I want to see if it, you know, wins or loses, because this is essentially what we're testing, right? I want to see the difference between the trades I would normally enter and the trades that I wouldn't normally enter. So that one was actually quite unfortunate that didn't come back for us. But that's fine. Wow, look at that momentum there. That's pretty crazy. So we do get a break. So we will be taking this. So yeah, I feel like 2024 was quite a volatile year. I remember it being pretty crazy, and yeah, with no trade there. Yeah, I remember it being pretty crazy of a year. Thing is, volume is good when you're on the right end of it. That's no trade there. But if you're not on the right end of it, then it can be pretty rough. That is for sure. So that is just about a trade. So we will be taking that. So this would again not be a valid one, but obviously we're gonna test it and see. And as you can see, that one does lose, but that one would not be valid, so we can add that into the kind of book of invalid ones. So we're down 1% in May so far, so it's not too bad. Don't think we'll have a trade today. Nope. Go to the next session. And let's see. So we do get a trade here. Go long. Being tagged in, and this is going to be another loss. There we go. So pretty rough trading a couple of months here. I do remember August being quite a good month, if I remember rightly. But let's see. Let's see. Don't think we'll have a trade that day. Nope. Next session. So we're down 2% this month. So one loss would bring us back into it. We do have a break there, so we can go long here, like so. Oof, getting cooked again. Did that one? Yeah, that did. That's fine. Again, we'll compare the stats and see what happens at the end of May. So again, we get another break to the upside. I think a lot of 2024 was like this, where price would break in your desired direction and then it would just kind of reverse on you. So being tagged in here. Do we get a win? We do, which is nice. So we can add that on. Remove, go to the next session. And so that brings us back to break even on the video now for the month. Let's see if we can finish up 3% for May or not. We got, I think, literally 1 or 2 more days to do it. So we do have a trade here, I believe. Yeah. So we're going to take this, go short, not that one, new order, save. And let's see if we get tagged into this or if it's just going to melt. So we get tagged in, we don't break the low, so this will lose. Yeah. You can kind of see what I was talking about there with the breaks of the lows. That's kind of what I, want to, another thing I want to manage down the line. But as I said, one step at a time. Don't want to be testing everything in one go. That's going to be no trade that day. And is that June? No, we got another 2 days, I think. So this is a buy. Like so. And prices hit our target, so no trade that day. So we're currently down 1% on May, so definitely not as bad as April. April was a bad month. Don't have any trade there. And I think that is it done. So what we're going to do now is go back and assess. Okay, so as you can see, with the new thing that we're adding, it would have returned 1% this month. But our normal one would have returned -1%. So this month there was actually a difference. Obviously last month there was a -1% difference. So it kind of balances out between the 2 months. So that's why we need to do the whole year to see. But again, it's pretty interesting. We'll see what happens in June in the next video. But I hope you found this useful, and I will see you in the next one.